Minasan, konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Welcome to Musings from Japan, number 16.
That's right, 16.
Yeah, sweet 16. La, la,
Number
la,
16.
la,
Wow, is it
la,
16 already,
la, la,
Mark?
la. Yeah, but who
Good
cares?
grief.
All 25 or so people who watch us will love it.
No, we have more than 25 people.
I hope so. Yeah. And
It doesn't matter.
I want to say thank you to Gerard last time, Gerard
Yeah.
Grillo. Yeah.
Thank you, Gerard Grillo.
And if you haven't seen it, if you're just catching this, please check it out because Gerard's a very interesting man, and I'm going to try to bring him back to finishing up his life story.
And that was on Musings from Japan number 15.
15, that's
and
right.
This is number 16.
16, and then this is going to be the post-election version. Yay!
That's right.
Now, the post-election means after the election here in Japan.
Yep.
Yeah, and we had a bunch of local elections. I think there was another election somewhere else. Where was it? I saw it on the news. What was that? Where was that? I think maybe it was in North America somewhere. Maybe it was like I don't know, Costa Rica.
No,
I don't remember. So
no.
I don't know.
I wonder where that could have been.
Anyway,
I think there was a hurricane in Costa Rica or Nicaragua.
That's what it was. I thought I was confusing hurricane and presidential elections.
Yeah. Oh,
that's right. Okay. Well, congratulations to the Democratic side with and President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, which means now we will have our first, let's see, what would be the correct term, multiracial woman who will now assume the highest position of power in the United States outside of the presidency. How's
that's
that?
right.
How's that?
Yep.
Now, and if some of you who follow me on Facebook and some of you don't, if you want to check out my page, I just hope now that, now that you got what you wanted and everyone should be happy that the current administration will soon be over, then that we can go back to actually having respect for each other and listening to each other, and it's okay to have different opinions. It's okay to think differently because we respect and we have the person that we wanted in that position, so we can be ourselves again. Yay! Hello. Okay.
That was one thing that I think America was built upon. Well, I think that America, at least the America we grew up in, kind of like that idea.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just remember the old days where, people hated each other, but they did it with respect. It was okay to be different, and it's okay to have different opinions, and just you learn to respect your other person's opinions. But at least those who were in the majority got the things done that needed to be done. And I think that's more important. As long as we get things done that we need to get done, because right now we're still in the pandemic and we have a lot of issues that are going on that we need to take care of, man. Because I mean, I've got students who can't go to Europe right now because the pandemic is coming in the third wave now in Europe. France is shut down for a month. England is shut down for a month. Germany is closing the borders or doing border checks between anybody crossing into Germany. And some of the major cities have put curfews already. I've got students who want to work and study in Europe, and it's closed. And I've got students who want to work and study in America, and it's closed still. Also, there are guests from America who want to come to Japan, but they can't travel around. Mr. Stafford Hunter. Stafford Hunter is a good terrific musician, a good friend, and played with the Ellington Band, and is a trombone player, and he likes to come and does tours here in Asia and in Japan. And I had him set up. I had a Christmas concert program set up. And Stafford was going to be my guest soloist. People are going to pay good money to sit down and have dinner and drinks and listen to Christmas jazz, and nice evening. It's my first chance to do something like this, and he can't come to the country, and not because he's he's infected or whatever you want to call it. He's been tested at least 3 times, I believe, and all negative. And he showed this to the Japanese government. But because the Japanese government and the U.S. government do not have an equal agreement right now on the pandemic protocol, then those from America won't be allowed to come. They can come to Japan, but you only have to stay in one spot. He can't do a tour. They won't let him do that. He has to come and stay in one spot, and that doesn't do me any good. It doesn't do him any good. It's a waste of money.
What's
So,
interesting though, at the same time, so he had to cancel his tour, which he had quite a lineup, and I know he had a couple dates with you,
yeah.
in Niigata scheduled, but he had a pretty big list of a pretty big itinerary.
He was going to be in your area in
Yeah, that's
Nagoya,
right.
Yokohama, Tokyo, Osaka, all around. But on the other hand, right? Isn't the Vienna Phil here?
The Vienna Phil from Austria. Yes,
Yeah.
they're here. They are on a 2-week tour of Japan, and I don't know what I've seen pictures of their I think it's probably social distancing concerts.
Yeah.
But the orchestra's on stage, and they had to follow an incredibly strict quarantine.
I have the details of the quarantine that they have to do. They're only allowed to take one bus. They're only allowed to stay at one location. They're not allowed to go around. They're limited completely. So they're in like a mini bubble.
Yeah, they're in a bubble.
Yeah, so they arrived. They went through they arrived early, so they went through the protocol 2 weeks of quarantine here, and they were tested, and they were all negative. So now they stay in that bubble, and they only move to those locations accordingly.
Yeah,
So
so there's Kita Kyushu on Kyushu Island.
mhm,
Then there's Osaka, and
right.
there's Kawasaki,
Hmm.
which is near Yokohama,
Hmm.
and it's between Yokohama and Tokyo. And then there's Tokyo. They were going to do Tokyo last year. They came to Nagoya, and they come every year, but they came last year and did Osaka also,
Right.
and Osaka, their Osaka concert, I think their top price for the ticket in Osaka was 75,000 yen,
Yep.
and so they're charging probably top dollar for this tour.
Yeah, and they'll get it because right now Japan is starving for this kind of entertainment, and the of course the Vienna Phil is well loved in Japan. Seiji Ozawa, the great Japanese conductor, was a I believe a conductor in residence for the Vienna Phil for a while, right? He was one on their staff, I believe.
I'm not sure exactly of that, but I know he was the music director of the Vienna State Opera.
Yeah, well, but I
Which
mean,
is the Vienna Phil is the orchestra that plays for the Vienna State Opera.
right.
So
Yeah, he wasn't their conductor. He was on staff. One of the, they have like 7 or 8 different conductors he wasn't the primo one, but he was one of the guys. So anyway, the other thing the other thing about that Vienna Phil tour is usually when they go to these areas, they stay a few days and they do clinics and they do open seminars and lessons for the local area. All of those were canceled. They did no face-to-face meetings with anybody. They have to stay within their bubble. So
that's a real strict thing
that
that they have to go through the quarantine.
right, which is one
Yeah,
thing that Stafford couldn't do. I mean, Stafford couldn't
it
travel to
wasn't realistic for him.
no, he couldn't travel to different venues and stay in the bubble because
Whereas the Vienna Philharmonic, now situation is pretty bad. It's gone from a somewhat stable situation to a rather unstable situation in
right,
Europe now.
right.
Like any classical musician, they're probably dying for the opportunity to perform, and this affords them the performing opportunity here in Japan.
I wouldn't be surprised to see if they actually have to stay here longer because it's more dangerous to go back to Austria than it is here in Japan.
Yeah.
So, and Greg, is there anything that your school's doing? Because, for example, my school, there was an increase in clusters that are in Tokyo and in Miyagi and in Fukushima recently. and we were put on high alert. So our school put a set of criteria that, I mean, I'm not supposed to leave Niigata Prefecture. I can't leave the state and go anywhere. Or if I do, I come back and I have to self-isolate for 10 days. And, and if I do have any symptoms, then I have to be tested, and then I won't be allowed to go back to work until I pass test or whatever. And so we had a situation where some clusters in Miyagi, Sendai, actually, and in Fukushima, and they've affected some not people that I know or I work with, but some teachers who were part of that program have been infected, and so now they're being tested, and and there was a contact, like 9 or 10 people in contact. So now they're being checked every day to get the PCR test to make sure that they're okay, and and this. So we're really being what we say in Japanese, kibishi. So the very, very strict, very kibishi, because we don't want anything to come to Niigata, because we've in the last week we had 3 cases in the last week, and people here are panicking because we had 3 cases, and people here wear masks. People here use the creams. People here wipe down. Every day, in my classroom, when I'm done, I'm wiping down my desk. Actually, I did that before.
At work, I use some kind of a bleach solution, and we wipe down every.
I hope not bleach.
Well, we use
it's a clean cleanser, right?
To clean the floors.
I was thinking of bleach and little kids who.
No, it's not like Trump said, use bleach and get it out of your body or whatever.
I didn't want to go down there. Sorry, I didn't. I'll put a disclaimer. Don't go down there. Anyway, but anything else though in your school? Anything about
opening the windows, wearing masks, washing your hands?
Same.
Yeah, it's pretty strict.
And see, and just so everyone out there knows, understand that Greg and I live in 2 different states, 2 different prefectures, and we're about how many miles? You're the miles guy now. I'm completely.
If you drive in a car, it's 283 miles.
Okay, thank you. So 283 miles. So Greg's
and that's not even going through Tokyo.
No, and we wouldn't have to. But Greg's prefecture, you average, I've been watching it, you're averaging 25 to 30 cases a day in your prefecture. But then again, you have a lot more people in your prefecture. Whereas Niigata, we've been averaging, 1 or 2 cases a month.
Yeah.
So here we're so afraid of getting to 20 cases a day. So the whole prefecture is like, we have 1 yesterday, and then, shut down, close the borders. It looks like, but it's in a good way. We're not panicking, but it's just more like we're being extra careful. But in your prefecture, your schools aren't doing anything like what we're doing. It seems like that we're stricter than you are.
No, I think
because
you could be,
because what you did today, and
what's that?
You went to Yokohama today, and you came back, right?
I did.
Yeah. Well, in your brain, you went to Yokohama, but if I did that, I'd have to stay in this room for 10 days. I couldn't go back to work, but you're going to be able to go back to work because your school doesn't have that protocol.
As far as I know.
Okay. I won't tell if you don't say anything. Okay. Anyway, so, but there is one positive thing about all this that's coming around, Greg. I got my invitation, and next spring I'll be doing the Mozart Requiem.
Ooh, great.
But it's going to be different. I'm actually singing. This is the vocal score. So I have to sing the Mozart Requiem. But just for fun, I did buy the orchestra score so I could read along.
Yeah, I love that orchestra score. I love the Requiem.
Now, I have like 4 different versions of this orchestra score, but actually the Berneiter, score. They were saying that in Japan, this is the score. Confutatis. Oh, sorry.
A little bit of Amadeus there.
I just what? Dan ta ti ta dan ta ti ha. It is.
Did you go right there? That's a famous section in
I
Amadeus.
know. I opened it, but it is confutatis maledictis. Flammis acribas addictis. Anyway, I have to practice Latin.
Oh, you
now.
get that part. Wow. Great. That's great. That'll be fun when it finally happens.
Because I missed out on the Bach minor
this
mass.
Year.
It was canceled. I mean, I practiced my nuts. Did I say nuts?
I didn't hear you say that.
I practiced my face off in German to get my Bach up, and I was cooking. Man, I had that Bach. That was really good, and then they canceled it, and then this fall we were supposed to do Carmina Burana. We're doing the vocal staging of the
Orff.
Doing the Orff, Orff. With the Tokyo Phil, Greg.
Great.
The Tokyo Phil was coming to Niigata, and I was going to sing in the choir with the Tokyo Philharmonic and doing Carmina Burana.
That would have been great.
The stage version. I mean, I was doing the Bach with the Tokyo Baroque Chamber Ensemble. Oh, Fortuna. Now I'm going to do with the Tokyo Chamber Ensemble, which is members of the Tokyo Phil. They make a chamber ensemble. We'll be doing the Mozart Requiem in March. So next March, it looks like it's going to be a busy month for me. But right now, March is usually graduation for us, right, Greg? Graduation.
Yeah, graduation is March for sure.
Greg, you graduated from my school.
That's right. I'm a graduate. Because your school, I graduated from.
Come on, Greg. Come on, Greg. Kokusai Gaigo Kanko Airline Seimon Gakko. Hi.
So desu. Hi. And
the College of Foreign Languages, Tourism, and Airline in English for everyone. That's where I teach at. So
卒業しました。
ねえ。久しぶりの何年前これ卒業。
4年前。
4年前、そう、
4年前卒業しました。
ねえ、すごい。本当懐かしいね、グレッグ。
懐かしい。
これは卒業し、これ先週は卒業式はキャンセルでしょ？はい。今年わからない。
わからない。残念ですね。
でも、モーツァルトはこれ大丈夫？でも、卒業式ダメ？わからない。本当わからない。はい。The Japanese time is over. So what Greg and I were talking about, basically, Greg graduated from our school, and we're talking about I asked him, how long ago was it that you graduated?
4年前。
4年前 is 4 years ago. And so 4 years ago, I graduated, and I said, I said, Sashiburi. He said, it's been a long time.
Yeah, been a long time.
Yeah, I mean, but it doesn't feel like it, but it's been a long time. And yet last year we had to cancel the graduation ceremony because of the pandemic. And next year, I don't know. Wakaranai. Wakaranai means I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen next year. Yet we're already planning the Mozart Requiem. We're going to do that, but the graduation, don't know.
And it's amazing because that's quickly coming. It's like in December, January, February, March. It's in 4 months.
4 months. 4 months. Yeah. Yeah. And right now everything is day to day. We're working on a schedule. Basically, it's day to day. Okay.
Which is interesting because when they say 100,000 cases in America each day, is that daily or what? What is that?
See, I don't know. I maybe. I mean,
because if that's the case, then Japan is nothing like America.
No, I mean, we're clean compared to America. I mean, excuse me, I'm gonna hydrate.
But what's interesting is that I noticed that the Shinkansen was down in ridership 60 to 70% right now.
Was there social distancing on the train?
There's,
Did they block
from
out
what I
seats or
understand,
anything?
there's no. So,
Mm-hmm.
but what I do know is that Shinkansen is down in ridership and JR, all the railroad companies, and there's 6 or 7 major,
Yeah, yeah,
sections of
yeah,
the
yeah.
railroad. They're losing money right and left, like just huge amounts of money,
But
enormous amounts of
but
money.
it's like as we say in Japanese, shogunai, can't be helped. You got to do what you got to do, and I mean, if you got to provide service as best you can, but then again, you have to be safe as best you can. So, where's the priority? Right now, I think we're okay because the third we're getting our third wave here. I'm not sure about it in the United States, but here we're getting our third wave, and it's the third wave for us is controlled. If we're I I saw on the news, if we can keep this wave 30 to 40% less and shorter than the last wave, then we should be able to get over it. And then next year, the Olympics should be able to happen without a problem, because that means we have done enough preparation and safety measures put in place to guard against a big major outbreak. The one thing about the Olympics next year, ladies and gentlemen, is according to what we're reporting. I'm not sure if you're getting this information, but the Olympics will happen no matter what. But the venues will be reduced or spaced or set up in a way that's going to be more health conscious and more in touch, excuse me, with what's going to happen with the virus. Anybody, there'll be random testing, there'll be spot testing, there'll be taking temperatures, they're checking for masks. All the protocols will have to be in place, or you don't go into the venue. They're going to
Yeah,
be
I
very
think I
strict.
think that it's going to be hmm, very interesting what happens. I think the
Yep.
Olympics will happen.
No, I
Um,
think so too. I think we in Japon here in Nippon will be able to handle anything that comes up. I think we're going to be able to handle it. Now, the people coming here, that's the problem. I mean, are they going to be prepared? Are they going to have their protocols, their testing and whatever? And understand, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that there's not going to be a viable vaccine ready or usable within the next 2 to 3 years. You know, I know that the previous president or the soon to be previous president promised one at the end of the year or the beginning of the next year. That's great. And actually the doctors here in Japan say it's possible. You can have a vaccine come and be ready by the beginning of the year. But how effective that vaccine is, we can't say, because they'll find out it can do this much. Okay, great. Now we need to improve it so it can do this much. Then the next one has to be improved. So to get something that's actually going to help prevent or stop COVID-19, it's going to take lots of trials. The first vaccine that we get is going to be a trial vaccine. Are you
yeah,
ready?
it's
Are you
and
going to?
it's I'll take it.
I'm not. Then
Oh,
again,
you're not?
I don't get flu shots either. I've
Well,
never had a flu shot,
I the last
and
I've never had a flu shot until 2 years ago, and then actually last year and this year I had a flu shot just recently, and I had a flu shot a year ago,
excuse me.
and I did it. Um, I don't know if it'll be effective or not, but they said even with the vaccine, you can take the vaccine and it's still, um, may not be effective, and it's not
Yeah,
going to be. It's only going to be a certain percent effective.
right, right, exactly,
So
exactly. So,
I don't know. I'd probably take it.
well, there's well, on whatever they come up with, it has to be safe. And for me to take a medication that I've never taken before, or to take any medication I have to be in a position where I have to take it for some medical reason. Currently, I am taking medicine for because I had a heart attack, as you
Yeah.
know, from Musings #1. Go back to that one. I had a heart attack, so I have to take medication for that. Now, recently I just had another operation to put in a permanent stent, and I'm doing good.
Yeah,
The doctor
great.
doing great stuff. They reduced my medication. I lost one pill and down 7 down to 6 now. Yay. And
That's
then
great news.
and Greg, I've lost 11 kilos
11 kilos.
since the when they weighed me when I had the heart attack to now. I've lost 11 kilos. So
You do look thinner. Yeah, you do look thinner.
yeah. So, and I'm doing my this is everyone. I'm drawing the beard. This is it's kind of nice actually. It's getting kind of. How's this, Greg? What do you think? Looking good, huh?
Oh, looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna I'm now I saw on Netflix. I was we too here are like scheming Netflix because right. So I saw David Letterman. And it's like, holy cow, that
Well,
was
how long's his beard?
are you kidding?
Oh,
It's
it's
like
big. It's huge, huh?
it's huge. I'm going, wow, I'm envious. I want it. I want to grow a beard that looks like you put a crow's nest on my face. you know,
Yeah, he's
man, it was impressive. It's David Letterman. If I don't look at him, I hear his voice. Yeah, it's David Letterman. And I look at him, boy, it's like some caricature out of a hillbilly
completely
movie.
different person.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
but it wasn't like repulsive or crazy. Some people might think that, but to me, I was like, oh, I'm impressed. It's like in the basketball, you see like a LeBron James or Harden with the Rockets, and these guys have nice, full, beautiful beards. And I'm going, man, I want that. I get this goatee, and I've been doing this, and it's this gets there, but the side always gets patchy. So now I'm just going to let it grow and just kind of keep it training it, get the rake out. And
I had a goatee for a year and a half, about 20
yeah,
years ago.
yeah. I mean, I'm just going to go for it, and this is really good. You can see how dark my mustache is compared to the beard. It's
Didn't
weird.
you have a goatee about 14 years ago, 15, 16 years ago?
Yeah. Yeah. I had
And
just
it
this
was jet
and
black.
this. Yeah. It was full. Yeah. I've
It
got,
was jet black like your hair.
wait a minute. Do I have, this is my official ID card when I was a basketball coach, and I had to take a picture, of course. There it is. Look at
Yeah.
that.
What
Hey,
year was that?
it says right there, 2005.
Yep. So
2000.
see, your hair was jet black and your goatee was jet black.
Everything was black. Even the rims of my glasses were
Yeah.
black. And I was a member of JABA, JABA, JABA. Japanese, what's the JABA? I forgot what the acronym. Let's see, the Nihon Basketball Kenkai, type, something coach. Japanese Association of Basketball. Japanese Japanese something basketball association. Anyway, well,
Oh, you dropped it.
yeah, I keep this card because it's when I was writing music, it's a perfect straight edge for making my ledger lines and shit. Anyway, okay, never mind. Yeah. Anyway, I want to talk about one thing, Greg. This is going to be a short musing, so because we're just kind of like we don't want to get into politics and other things like that. We'll leave that to you guys out there. But I want to talk about onsens.
Oh, yeah.
Because the one thing that I miss, Greg, is having you here, because we would go to Shiroyama
Onsen.
and go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, and I know that you've heard of Japanese baths and stuff, but I mean, really, an onsen is a place where you can just walk around naked and nobody gives a damn.
Nobody cares.
And I saw something on the news talking about you know, Americans have this problem with it's kind of goes back to its kind of Puritan roots. Americans have this problems with sexuality and kind of exposing themselves and their bodies. And I'm an American. What am I saying? But I I have no problem exposing myself. Thank you. No, when I came to Japan uh, in 1991, the one thing I got to do was I went to play golf. Now, as a guest with a lot of different dignitaries. Now, I didn't speak Japanese at all, didn't read at all. But the one thing at golf clubs in Japan is like when you go to a golf club, they give you a locker so you put your clothes, change of clothes, and inside the locker room there is an onsen bath. There's a big onsen bath. So when you play golf, when you're done, you go inside, strip off your clothes, put them in a basket. And they give you little bags so you can put your dirty underwear and socks inside and tie it up so it's nice and clean when you repack it out. And you go into this bath and you have stalls, little stalls, and you sit there and you wash off your body. So you sit on a little stool and you little wash your hair, wash your face and your body with a towel. By the way, you're naked. Okay, make sure understand you're naked. And then you get up, rinse off your towel, and then you go into this big bath that everyone can go in there, that could fit maybe 30 or 40 people. And it's hot water. And you just sit there. And after a golf game, when I did that the first time, and it was hard because I didn't say, I'm going to take a bath with all these guys.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I'm the only foreigner here, so who cares? I can't get any more embarrassed. So I went in anyway, and I sat there, and I just got the feeling of hot water on your body after a 5-hour round of golf. Is so wonderful.
Yeah.
And I was hooked. And then I would go to different resorts that are feature hot baths, the hot spas, the onsen baths. And when Greg came here, and there is a place here in Shibata near my house here that I love, and it's called
Yeah, I love Shiroyama.
It's called Shiroyama, which is the kanji is something Castle Mountain or something. I can't forget. I have to find the kanji and I can tell you what it is. You go to Shiroyama and they have a very special water there, onsen water. It's a very special hot spring. So that water there is supposed to be good for your skin. Remember, Greg, you would have like little skin rashes, but after Shiroyama, you felt good.
It got better.
It got better. Yeah, and same with me because in winter, the transition between summer and winter, because you're putting on more clothes and sweating, you get kind of itchy in some parts of your body, right?
Yep, that's right,
man. And then I would go to there, and Greg, I would take Greg. What are you doing today? Let's go to the onset. Okay, and we go.
It'd be great,
right? And we go.
Yeah.
Man, if you were here right now, today's perfect. It's rainy. It's kind of blustery
really
outside. Yeah, I'm looking out the window. Let me see. Let's see. Well, right now it's clear over there, but it was raining earlier, and and stuff. But it's cool. It's cold and breezy. The leaves have changed colors everywhere, so we could go. They have what's called a rotenburo, an outside bath. So you have an inside at the Shiroyama has 2 inside baths. Remember, Greg?
Yeah, exactly.
2
Yeah.
inside baths, and they have 1 outside bath, and then they have not what do you call it? The hot box, a sauna.
Yeah.
Hot box. God, I'm losing my English.
With a TV in it.
With a TV, it's a sauna. You can go sit in the sauna, and it usually runs about 55 degrees Celsius, which would be what 115 degrees. Greg?
Yeah, pretty hot.
It's pretty hot because Greg, you couldn't last more than 10 minutes in there,
right?
I
think it'd be higher than that.
Maybe, because, it's hot because hot because this Shiroyama specializes in this hot sauna.
It's like 120 degrees or more.
Yeah, it's hot in there. And then you go sit in the outside rotenburo, which is on stone rocks, and you sit in this, and it's got this alkali or something in the in the water, and you sit there in the hot water and you just rub your body, just touch yourself all over. You just rub yourself all over in the water, and it's supposed to heal your skin, and it works. It works. I mean, I'm not into this, holistic medicine and crap, but it works. I love it. And Greg, and see here, it's okay to have an onsen buddy. Greg was my onsen buddy.
Yeah,
You're the only guy
I sure
that
was.
would go to the onsen with me, because nobody else does. I mean, and Japanese men don't go with me for some reason. I'll say, "Hey, I want to go." Oh, well, I have, but yeah, yada yada yada. Basically, they it.
We
Greg
went
is
lots of times. I remember one
right.
time we went and it was snowing, and
Yeah,
we were fortunate enough to get the outside pool,
yeah,
and we were sitting there in the bath outside where you could go sit in the bath on the rocks,
yeah.
and be partially submerged or be totally submerged in the water, and then have it snow on you, and the snow would be falling and you'd be in the hot bath, and it was quite a wonderful experience.
It is so nice, and maybe people have seen on National Geographic or something that the monkeys, the
Like in Nagano
and
Prefecture.
Nagano, right? The monkeys will go sit in these outdoor bath areas, and because it's warm, it's snowing, so that for them to keep warm, they go sit in the hot water themselves in the snows, and they're sitting there going, ugh. I feel the same way. That's the
So
only time.
it was such a relaxing experience.
It's
And
so
it is. And I haven't been to an onsen in quite some time now.
s-
But I will say that uh well, actually, when we travel to some hotel resorts, sometimes like last year, we go every year somewhere, usually local, like maybe within an hour drive or so, an hour and a half drive from here.
uh,
They have a sento, or a bath.
Sento is not an onsen. That's the only difference. A sento is a hot water. It's a hot water bath, yes,
Yeah.
but it's not an onsen because it's not natural. The difference between the sento and the onsen is the onsen comes from the earth.
Mm.
It's processed water. So whereas the sento, they boil it themselves.
You
And
have another famous onsen near Shibata too, and
Skioka Onsen.
Tsukioka is probably the most famous. That's a hotel resort,
Yep.
in addition to being an onsen
And they
or
have
a
great onsens there. And there's Senami Onsen.
tsunami. Yeah, tsunami is great too.
You
Tsunami has. Yeah,
you've
I
been
spent some time up there.
yeah.
What's great about a lot of these places like Tsunami or any good onsen, they sometimes have a private bath. So if you have a small group or a couple or a family or something, you can
Yep.
reserve a private bath,
Yeah.
and it's very personal and very private, and it's
Yeah.
wonderful. So you can have your own private onsen.
Now, unfortunately, since Niigata is still a countryside area, it's not really a big city or a very modern or a hip kind of place. Some of these onsens, like at Senami or Tsukioka, a lot of foreigners who come here have tattoos, and tattoos are a no still in some of these onsens. You can't go into the public bathing areas, but like Greg said, they have private baths that you rent a room, and inside you have your private onsen. They don't care what if you have a tattoo or three left legs. They don't care. You go in there, you can do whatever you want. But the public baths, yeah, I have some teachers that have worked for me or before and or currently working for me who have tattoos, and they have to be careful. They have to cover up. Tattoos is they're not so hip. A lot of Americans have tattoos, but it's just
Yeah,
not. It's just since you go into a bath naked, so you got to understand you're not wearing bathing shorts or a bikini or a bathing suit of any sort. You or you're naked. It's
yeah,
just
completely.
completely naked. So that's a
What's
drawback.
interesting is that the custom is you take a small towel and you cover your private parts, and then when you're in the bath or in the water, sitting after you've taken a shower, you take that towel and you put it on your head.
Right, right.
So That's a traditional Japanese
You put it on your head
custom.
because you don't want to put it on the floor, or you don't want to put it in the bath. The towel should never enter the bath. That bath.
Yes,
That
that's
towel
right.
washes you off, and you rinse it off. And when you go into the bath, you got to keep it away from the bath water. So you put it on your head. That's usually the best place. Some places where, like Shiroyama, where we go, there's rocks, so you can put it on a rock or a stone. It's above the water, and that's no problem. But
Yeah, and I remember that very much. I kind of am nostalgic about it, and I miss Shiroyama. I really enjoyed the times and many times that we had there. And then after we take the bath, where you go in the onsen,
mm-hmm.
and you're done, and you get changed, and you get your clothes on. Um,
You go
you
upstairs.
can go upstairs, and if you like, you can go into the public area and eat at the restaurant or order food and sit and watch TV and just relax
Uh, in
on the tatami floor, the straw mat floors.
Wow. Greg, I just told you right now it was clear outside, and now I open the curtain, it's all black again. It just went,
So, in other words, bad weather. Well, the sun
yeah,
is down now. I think the sun just set. We're recording this in the afternoon,
right.
and so the weather here is clear. It's typical winter or fall like weather. It's and you're getting into your fall winter pattern where it's often rainy or snowy,
Yeah,
and
and
that's starting now.
you're really dark now, Greg. It's darker than it was before.
Yes, it is.
So if those of you, I'm in my office, so I have, I have all these. I have 1, 2, 3 lights, and I have the window open, the curtains open to get the natural light. But Greg doesn't have that. Uh, you know.
I probably should go because at sundown
Oh, yeah.
things come out and stuff.
Yeah, it's the wolves will come out. So, well, anyway, but ladies and gentlemen, so if you come to Japan, you've got there. Okay, Greg, let's make the list. What are the top 5 things that we recommend to people who come to Japan, either the first time or repeat, they must do when they come here?
Oh,
Number 1.
it's hard to say. I can't say number one. I'd have to really think about that.
No,
But
I mean, come on, just off the top of your head. Like, so number one, to me, when you come to Japan, what you've got to do is you've got to eat sushi.
yeah, eat sushi here in Japan.
Yeah, because I mean, I've had it in California and it's good, and I've had it in New York and it's very good, very expensive, but very good. But eating, I can go down to a place here that one plate's on just $1 or $1.10. And I have sushi that's like, oh, it's just creamy and it's just smooth and beautiful. And it's made by, high school students working part-time are making it, really cheap sushi, but it's so good. So you got to try sushi here because the quality overall is so much higher. Okay, great.
Yes.
Throw something in there.
Go see Mount Fuji.
Yeah. Yeah. You did that today. You didn't you saw it on the way, right?
I saw it. I saw Mount Fuji.
There it is.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, you got to see Mount Fuji, and when you fly into Japan, most likely you're going to fly through Haneda or Narita Airport, so or Chubu, where Greg's at, and you'll be in an area where you can see Mount Fuji. So,
Yeah.
that's good. So eat sushi, see Mount Fuji. One I would throw in is go to an onsen bath or a sento.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if you're shy about being naked in front of other people, just do it because nobody cares.
Yeah.
See,
if they could have that experience, I think it'd be really wonderful.
Yeah, and it's kind of psychologically breaks your phobias of things too.
Yeah.
I remember the first time we went together, Greg, that I took you.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he was kind of hesitant, but I said, "Just got to do it, Greg. Let's just go."
Oh, you just got to do it.
We just got to do it, and you had a great time, and we love it. So
yeah, I had a great time there.
All right, okay. Onsen sushi, Mount Fuji. 2 more.
I'd say somewhere in Tokyo, maybe, or go to see one of the major castles in Japan.
Yeah, maybe like go to Osaka, Kyoto.
Yeah.
See,
even Nagoya.
Nagoya is good. Yeah, actually, see castles or the big sites, traditional sites. Nara, you go to Todaiji, Kiyomizu-dera in Kyoto. Tokyo, you can see many things in Tokyo. Nagoya Castle in Nagoya. Niigata, don't come to Niigata.
Niigata is one of the greatest places in all of Japan.
It is, but if you come in here for sights, it's not a place for sights. It's a place where you got to experience daily life. Niigata is a daily life experience.
You think so?
Yeah. So to me, if you come to Niigata, you've got to come and eat food here. Niigata has some of the best sake in this country. Has according to
Well,
last year's
don't eat Niigata tarekatsu in Tokyo.
Yeah, no.
Because
Did you
I
do
ate
that?
Niigata tarekatsu in Tokyo, or
Must
I
have
ate
been bad.
tarekatsu, and it was on the 50th floor of a building in Shinjuku,
Marunouchi. Oh,
and
Shinjuku. Okay.
and it was just absolutely horrible.
No. See, that's what I mean. So you can have the same recipe somewhere else and it doesn't work. You've got to eat it here. So come to Niigata, eat the food here with koshi hikari rice, with the koshi no kanbai sake, or the sake.
That's
Remember that?
wonderful.
Remember that sake from Sado Island I got you for your birthday, Greg?
Yeah, you were very good on all my birthdays. One time, was that at Ryutoan in
Yes. Oh,
Niigata? Yeah,
I don't cry. Ryutawan is no longer in existence.
that's too bad. It's at
No,
the whole
no,
the
no.
whole the restaurant there, or is it all the restaurants?
All
This
the restaurants, because it was
oh,
taken over by food. The
I am sad
Semongako.
because I had special memories of that restaurant, and I also had special memories of the one in front of Niigata Station.
Well, the one for the Niigata station is gone
Yeah,
completely. The
yeah.
one by in Fudamachi is going to become what's called the food lab. It's going to be run by the students completely from the food college.
Well, that'll be a
Oh,
great
and
experience for those kids.
and it's in the same building. So
Yeah.
they're going to have the similar menus, Greg. So you can still enjoy the same food, just in a different, service level. So let's see. Okay, visit Niigata is good because you can come see me. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see
You
Mark.
you go visit Nagoya Castle. You can see Greg. You go
Please come down to come over to Nagoya.
You come to Niigata. I'll take you to the best restaurants, and we'll have sake and the best rice and the best freshest fish, and you'll have a great time. So okay, so we got 4 things. What's the last thing we can recommend for people to do in Japan?
Well, ride the Shinkansen.
I know you're a train guy.
I'm a train guy. I think everybody should ride the Shinkansen. I think it's thrilling to ride it.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
I wouldn't. But I mean, to go to Fuji, you have to Shinkansen. Go to Osaka or Nara or all these places. Shinkansen is the way to go. So, but I'm not going to say that's the number 5. I'm not going to waste it on that, Greg. That's just for me. That's futsu. I mean, futsu. That's normal.
normal.
Sorry, I'm speaking too much Japanese today. What the heck? Something, something, something. I know what I would say, but I want to hear what you have. No idea.
I'm thinking what?
I would recommend that you come and experience some sort of cultural event, whether it's go to a sumo tournament or go to the Gyon festival in Kyoto or see the big lanterns up in Aomori. Go to an event, or the Hanabi in Nagaoka, the largest
The fireworks. Yeah.
Go see a Japanese cultural event. Now, and you say, well, when does that happen? Well, pretty much every single week there is a cultural event in this
in
country.
The summer and in the fall and the autumn,
and in winter and in spring.
Yeah, it's
holy.
And someday I want to make it up to Hokkaido and see the
ice festival.
Festival.
The ice festival in Sapporo would be great. Well, under pandemic conditions, all these festivals have been canceled, but that's not going to be long. Next year, ladies and gentlemen, from 2021, make it a plan to come to Japan and see a festival. So if you need help, if something happens, you're making a plan, says, I'm coming to Japan, call me, send me a message, get on the Facebook somewhere, find me, or call Greg.
You can call me.
Call the Greggy, and then you can come out here, and then we'll show you how to get there. And I can tell you these festivals because it'll be wonderful. Because if you see a festival, then you're going to see all the elements: special foods, special drinks, special dances, special whatever. Especially the food, popoyaki. Greg, I ate popoyaki.
Oh yeah, you sent me the picture of that today.
Yeah.
and that was great.
Yeah. Popoyaki, I don't know how to say it in English because there is no name of it in English. It's a Japanese kind of sweet bread. It's not really a bread. It's just popoyaki. Actually, it's called jokipan. Jokipan. Pan is bread, but joki, I don't know what joki means. I mean, but they call it, the nickname is popoyaki because it's made from, it's steamed. And the machine that makes it goes poof, 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 poof. And it's yaki means cooked, so it's poof, 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 and cooked bread.
Well, what did I see at the convenience store the other day where they had like a little stone? They had a little, it looked like a popcorn dispenser, but on it was that sweet potatoes.
Yes,
yeah, there was. It looked like.
Oishii yakimo.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, yaki imo.
I don't think I've seen that before. I usually see oden in front of the cash register.
Right. Oden is like a soup that has different kinds of vegetables and proteins and stuff that you can get.
You know what's funny is that lately, in fact, it must be the pandemic. This year, you don't see it that much.
Yeah, actually, some places stopped it because of the pandemic. Yeah, but here, Niigata, they're bringing it back because it's cold, man.
I mean, I did see one place that had it, but a convenience store that you could buy it oden in front of the register. Right. But generally, no. Most convenience stores would have oden.
Yeah.
And then this was the first time I saw that sweet potato, that yam or whatever.
Yeah. It's a sweet potato. It's not a yam. It's a sweet potato. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different, yeah.
But it was on the, it looked like stones, and it was heating it. And I don't know if it was cooking it that way.
You don't have the little trucks that come in your neighborhood and sell it?
I think we probably do.
You hear this like this whistle thing, and then you hear the he's saying delicious sweet potatoes, delicious sweet potatoes, but he sings it. It's fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, you basically you put foil wrap around these sweet potatoes, and usually sometimes you can add a little shoyu, soy sauce, or a little meating, sweet oils, and you wrap it in there and put it in the stones, and it just cooks. And then you buy it and you just break it open and eat it like, oh,
that's delicious. Yeah,
yummy. Yeah. I remember one time it was so cold I bought a yaki imo just to keep myself warm, to hold in my hands, because I didn't have gloves, so
that's a whole nother story, is that you can buy those. I think you can buy them in America, but you can buy those little hokkairon, the little packages at the convenience store or the stores, and you shake it, and and it heats up in your hands or in your pockets, and it keeps it's like a pocket warmer.
Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Musings from Japan number 17 will feature preparing for winter in Japan.
Yeah, that's good. That's
the next one. We got the next.
And I apologize to all our viewers that it's gotten dark inside my house. And
and I apologize for Greg being dark in his house.
Yeah, that's right.
But thank you very much, everyone, from Musings from Japan number 16, the post-election version. Please, by the way, congratulations to the Los Angeles Lakers. Yes. And as you can see behind me, to the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Wow, both LA teams are the champions.
We are the champions, my friends, and we'll keep on winning till the end. Okay, the Rams, I hope the Rams can pull it out. What do you think? Rams, Super Bowl.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out.
Yeah, peace out from Japan. This is Greg and Mark, Musings from Japan number 16.
And that's all she wrote. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Goodbye.